Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Joni Ogg, and on behalf of Travel Professional News, homebasedtravelagent.com, and findahosttravelagency.com, I want to welcome all of you to today's webinar, and I thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join with us. I'm super excited for today's webinar and to welcome one of my very dearest friends to be with us today. And that's Mary Pat Sullivan, who she really needs no introduction as she is the face and the energy behind all Travel Weekly's events. She is now the Senior Vice President of Marketing for the Retail Travel Group at North Star Travel Group. And she and I have been buddies and colleagues for so many years. I don't even want to tell you how many, but I truly love her. She is a dear lady. And she's now even a fellow member of my favorite club of all time, the Grandmothers Club. Her gorgeous grandbaby Stella just celebrated her first birthday this past weekend. I could go on and on and on about Mary Pat, otherwise known as MP, but I know she's got a whole lot to share with all of you about why you really need and should attend CruiseWorld this year. So just remember that you're all muted, but we do welcome your questions. So you can just jot those down in the question area at any time, and we will get to those at the end of Mary Pat's presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my very best friend, Mary Pat Sullivan, so she can get started. Welcome.
Hey, Joni. Thank you. Girl. I'm so happy to be here. You guys, she's the best. Joni's the absolute best.
Happy to have you.
The only downside to having Joni as a friend is she gets younger as I get older, which bugs me to no end. But anyway, all right. So, Joni, I'm going to ask you not to mute yourself so that in case you want to chime in, Joni knows so much about CruiseWorld. She's been a partner with us from the very beginning, has been on the general session stage so many times, is so engaged in this event, and really an important partner to us. So, Joni, if you want to chime in at any point, feel free. You probably know the event as well as I do. But I'll just take you guys through, here's the basics, the really important stuff. November 2nd to 4th is our event live. We're back in our home in Fort Lauderdale, which we're really excited about. And as we'll get through this session, and you'll see, we also have ship tours back this year. And Joni, you know how important it is for people to see the hardware, right? There's so many new ships out in the marketplace. Totally. So we're really excited about it, right? I think it's an important thing. And there'll be Tuesday ship inspections. Ship tours. We're changing the name, folks, because ship inspections had a little COVID-y sound to it. So we're calling them ship tours now. Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So before I get into the nitty-gritty, I thought I'd put this up. Joni, I didn't know if you saw this. But
no.
So if you guys want, instead of talking about CruiseWorld, we can talk about Peyton and Lila and Stella. So these are Joni's granddaughters on the left, and that's my granddaughter on the right. And really and truly, folks, this is what life is about. But
it is. Totally.
They love to travel, all of these kids, right? So
yep.
We both have to keep working to make that happen, and they both have to have good travel advisors. So here's our team, our CruiseWorld team. Group of powerful women, let me tell you. We all work very hard on this event. Joni is a good friend to all of us here. These are the people that will be helping make this happen. Jen Cruzy on the lower left is our travel agent recruiter and has handled the STAR program, which we just closed, and some of you listening may be part of that. That is sold out this year. We're really excited once again to be subsidizing the attendance for several of our advisors, about a couple hundred of our advisors this year through the STAR program. So here's the dates and locations: Greater Fort Lauderdale, Broward County Convention Center, the Hilton Fort Lauderdale Marina, and the Renaissance Fort Lauderdale Marina, both walkable to the convention center. And Joni, what do you think? It's the best shrimp. What is that shrimp quesadilla that the Hilton?
Oh, I know. The food at that hotel is super good. It's super
good.
Their hamburgers are awesome too.
They are. And there's a nice little bar we can hang out in after the event at the end of the day because you're going to be working really hard. You need to chill. Great walkable hotels to the convention center. So here's the deal on CruiseWorld, folks. And last year we saw it come to life so much, the importance of hearing directly from the executives, not just the cruise line executives, the tour operator executives, the wholesaler executives, the airlines, the hotel companies, the all-inclusive companies. We have so many executives on that stage, and they're there because they know how important you are to their business. They've learned that in a very major way over the last couple of years. So you'll get to meet face-to-face with more than 170 suppliers in our Exhibitor Showcase. You can network and brainstorm with other advisors, which we know is so important. You can learn about the products and services to help your clients explore all over the place again. Have a good time reuniting with your colleagues and tour the greatest ships on the water. We have ship inspections, as I said, Tuesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's talk about the content. This is kind of near and dear to my heart. Supplier workshops. So these are hour-long sessions where the suppliers kind of can immerse you in the newest, latest, and greatest on their products and services. These sessions are being held on Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning. So all of these sessions are before the actual exhibitor showcase. So if you get motivated at one of these sessions and then want to go meet with them at the booth, you can go and do that. So all of the products that are going to be available in these sessions are listed here. And as you can see, guys, it's not just cruise. Yes, all the major cruise brands are represented. Destinations are represented. Resort companies are represented. Technology through VAX is represented. So there's plenty of options there for you for supplier training. And then this, Joni helps me with this. We have a lot of fun for this. So the think tank, which is sponsored by Scenic and Emerald. Joni's a godmother for Emerald, right, Joni?
Yep. That's an honor. Star, an older one. As you know, it was a while ago, but Emerald Star.
Hey, you're always going to be the godmother, doesn't matter.
I know. That's cool. As long as it's still floating, right?
So the Scenic and Emerald, there are partners in the think tank, but this think tank is not just about river cruise and ship experiences. This is an opportunity for you to learn from each other, share with your peers, talk about the problems you're trying to tackle, talk about the really cool tools or marketing ideas that you've implemented that have worked over the last year or 2 years. And so you see that room on the lower right there, and Joni and I kind of run around the room with microphones and get everybody talking. And it's a really high energy way to kick off this event. So it's the first night of the event, really engaging conversation. Joni, what's your favorite part of the think tank?
Well, there's a couple things that are my favorite part. First of all, it's just doing it with you because it's super fun to do it. The energy in the room is like crazy. And the other fun part, well, there's a lot of fun parts that we get to go barefoot because we've been wearing high heels all day and this is the end of the day. So we take off our shoes, which you might not like, but we do because we have to run around because you guys we compete for your mic time, right? So you have an idea and Mary Pat or I have to run over to wherever you are to hear your thought or your question or your idea. So it's really, really cool because this, I personally think this is probably one of the best events that takes place at CruiseWorld because the agents really are learning from each other. And, you learn about different apps that are, working that other people are using. It goes on, but it is truly one of the highlights of CruiseWorld, I think.
Yeah, if you talk about peer networking, there's several hundred advisors in the room. And every level of experience, kinds of businesses that are being run, memberships in different consortia, hosts, and all that kind of stuff. So the conversation, the relationships with BDMs became a big conversation one year, I remember. And there were so many great pieces of advice. So really cool topics. So I hope that you all join us there. Peer-to-peer sessions, another really important element of CruiseWorld. You're going to hear from a lot of executives on the stage, a lot of executives in those supplier breakout sessions, but I know for a fact that you learn from your peers, right? And that you want to know how they made their business more successful. So if you look at these different topics, there are sessions for experienced advisors who want to get into that chartering experience, right? That market is growing so significantly. Then there are new advisors who they need to learn the basics of how to set up their business. Then there are other advisors who want to get to that $1 million seller list, right? So these are just a handful of the sessions that'll be available. Here's the next batch of them. So you can read through the subject lines here. These are all taught by peers of yours, agency owners, independent contractors who have succeeded in doing all of these different things. So selling diverse tour products and experiences, that's somebody who has completely diversified their business. They were originally a cruise specialist and have completely changed their business. And they can share with you why that was important and how it's worked and how much their business has succeeded as a result. Tech for travel advisors is so important. We all know that you see new tools show up every day. Which ones work, which ones don't. Social media marketing, getting that luxury set. So these will all be led by peers from your industry, from your travel agency community. And Joni is a part of that as well. This webinar isn't all about Joni, but she is, like I said, a big part of this, right? So these are 2 sessions that Joni will be leading during our event. So on Wednesday morning, the bottom session there, Home-Based Travel Agents Strategies for Success. That will be held on Wednesday morning. That is for people who are setting up their businesses, right? They need to get this all figured out. And Joni has literally written the book. Joni and Tom have written the book on how to do this. Several books, right, Joni? So
Yeah, absolutely. 8 of them
How
now.
many books have you written?
8.
8?
Yeah, and this one, the Home-Based Travel Agent book, just we just put it digital, and it's going to be on Audible. So we're pretty excited about that.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
Joni knows these stories. You know this market inside and out. So we're hoping that it's amazing. There's been a lot of new activity in our industry. A lot of people joining the industry post-pandemic, which I
So
love. That
many.
shows fits,
Oh,
right?
so
It's
many.
so great.
Our book sales are up so incredibly. It's exciting because you're seeing, seeing the interest in travel is just booming, of course. But you're seeing a lot of people that made changes in their career choices, realizing when they had to work from home how enjoyable that was,
Yeah.
and are finding that this to be why not do the things you love, selling travel and working from home. So it's been pretty incredible. It's good, all good.
And then the second session, Joni's kind of part of the peer crowd as well, because she's been doing this for a very long time and she knows your businesses so well. So she's going to be one of our peer trainers as well on Friday morning, talking about marketing, travel in a digital world. So you're doing it yourself, Joni, with the ebooks and the digital stuff now too. So we're so appreciative of your time and you lending your professionalism and your talent to our content. Thank you.
I love you guys.
All right, now here are some of your peers that you're going to hear from. Many of you may know these folks on the screen. Every consortium is represented, every host agency is represented, the independent model is represented here. Really cool topics. So we have plenty of peer speakers. As you can see, there's 14 different peer speakers joining us this year. We turn travel advisors, successful travel advisors, into professional speakers, and they do an amazing job. And we're also hoping this year that we'll be able to record every single one of these sessions, so that what I hear every year is, I want to go to all of them. I want to go to all of them, and I can't. So hopefully this year we're going to be able to turn around and provide that for all of you, so that you go to one session, but you can go on and listen to the others as well. Then the Mastermind Panel, which Joni and I have shared the stage several times on this one. Look at this, Joni. It's all women.
Oh,
It's
whoa, it
women.
is.
The world
Wow.
has changed. Actually, there may be one addition, and that might be a man, but right now it's confirmed all women. And
that is cool.
Look at the power, right? Look at the power in our industry now that these women hold. So this is a kind of a fun opportunity to learn the people behind the brands. These women on the screen are the women that kind of orchestrate what happens for you as travel advisors within their companies. They're kind of navigating that trade relationship for all of you, making sure that your voice is heard within their organizations at the highest levels. But you're going to get to know them as people. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about trends in marketing and sales, and you're going to get to know them as people. And it's a really, really fun way to start it. This will be on our first day, on Wednesday afternoon. Then we have 4 different topics that we're going to tackle on the stage. We're going to do this with your peers as well. My goal is to get as many travel advisors up on that general session stage as I can. So we're going to have a river and small ship cruising panel, a luxury panel, a multi-gen panel, and a groups panel, all of which will be moderated by 2 travel advisors. And those advisors are going to throw kind of customer ideas at them. I have a client who wants to do XYZ. How can you, Mr. River Cruise Company, how can you satisfy that client's need? And so it's a chance for you to kind of hear those companies pitch their products. How does that product fit that client? And it'll help you identify which products and services work best for your clients, and to better understand how to kind of target those products for your customers. And so here's some of the folks that'll be joining. And as I said, you're going to see here, it's not just cruise folks. So we have all of these executives joining us for the groups panel. That's on Friday afternoon. We have these folks joining us for the luxury panel. And we actually just this minute, about 5 minutes before I went live, added Viking to this. So Michelle Segazer from Viking will be on this panel as well. This panel is the multi-gen panel, so it's largely all-inclusives and a great opportunity to look at that booming segment of the marketplace. That's on Thursday. And then this is the small ship and river cruise panel, and we actually added Michelle Segazer to this one as well. So Viking will be joining this discussion, and we're so excited to have all of our partners with us for this. Joni knows a lot about river and small ship cruising as well.
It'll be fun. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it's a great group of speakers. And so then we've also added something called a category spotlight. We started this last year, kind of as we came out of the pandemic, because so much of the relationship between advisors and the supplier community has changed post-pandemic. What's important to you as an advisor in that relationship with the supplier has changed. What the supplier needs from you has changed. So we have category spotlights, and only one domestic destination, one international destination. And that you'll see the different products here on the screen. They're all very, very different companies. And so as you can see, domestic destination Anchorage, the international destination Saudi. This is like, they're opening to the world for the first time. It's just an amazing time in our lives, right? Uplift, which gives you an opportunity to pay for your clients. They can pay for their vacation on a plan, which has become very, very popular. Atlas is going to look at the expedition and luxury segment. Charisma is going to look at the all-inclusive segment. And Zenny is a brand new travel app, and they're going to look at some technology, the technology spotlight category. And then we have, I love Andrea Wright. She's just so much fun to spend time with on the stage. She is, you talk about a big advocate for the travel agency community. Andrea Wright is a very big advocate for the travel community. And she's going to be there from Playa, kind of giving you the updates on what Playa's products and services look like now for the travel agency community and what's coming in the future as well. So here's a little bit of a look at the day-to-day. There's busy days, guys. So if you come and you join us, you're going to be busy, but it's going to be worth your time.
And wear comfortable shoes. Wear comfortable shoes.
Comfortable shoes. We are offering Travel Institute testing on Wednesday morning. And we already have several dozen people taking advantage of that on Wednesday morning. So if you are in the middle of a DS program, an LS program, the CTC, the CTA, let us know, or the CTIE even, let us know, and we can hopefully get the testing proctored for you that morning, so that we've had, I think last time we had a couple dozen people graduate on site and get their certifications, which is great for us to see. We love that. So this is and we have each day, we have sponsored meal functions. So on the first day, the lunch is sponsored by Holland America Line, and the general session and the opening day is sponsored by Carnival Corporation. So there'll be quite a bit of Carnival information throughout the day. There are opening session right before lunch. We have some supplier workshops, the think tank that Joni and I will be having, and some round tables as well. So it's a very busy day, goes till 6:40. People will be very tired. Day 2 starts with breakfast sponsored by MSC Cruises. This makes me think of last year, folks. Last year, if any of you were with us, we were in the Miami Convention Center, and Wednesday night, the convention center went on fire. But we still managed to have breakfast on Thursday morning with MSC Cruises, and they were such troopers about getting that together. So thank goodness it all came together. We have educational workshops. Our lunch is sponsored by Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, and Silversea. Our second general session is that day, and then the Exhibitor Showcase. So you have 3 hours at Exhibitor Showcase to shop for products and services. We're not going to get in your way. You can walk around, like I said, 160 plus exhibitors on the showcase floor. It's going to be bustling. And we're still selling Exhibitor Showcase opportunities, so there's still a chance that that number is going to continue to grow. And then our Travi Awards, which is our sister brand Travel Pulse, so there are Travi Awards on Thursday night. So if any of you know that you're coming in for the Travi Awards, add CruiseWorld to your plan. We want to see you there. Day 3, breakfast is sponsored by Sandals. If any of you have not seen Adam Stewart speak, he is fantastic to listen to, and he will be opening up our day on Friday, and he is another incredible advocate for the travel agency community. So great messaging from him. Our general session is that morning. Then the peer-to-peer sessions that I just spoke to you about, all those different topics will be chock full Wednesday morning, Friday morning. You're going to be exhausted, I promise. Lunch is sponsored by Norwegian Cruise Line. And then we have our closing general session. And at the end of the general session, Princess is going to do something really cool. I can't tell you about it, but it's at the end of the general session. And then we're closing with a Princess Cruises workshop for the entire audience, anybody that wants to stay. Really, really cool opportunity there. Like I said, the ship tours are back. Joni, look at this list.
Oh my gosh, I want to go on some of these. I need to book those. That's awesome.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. There's many of these ships that I have yet to see. And so, for those of you looking at the list, this is the first time Virgin Voyages has offered ship tours at an event like this. And so because their ships are twins, they're identical, you can only select one, because that way it gives everybody more of an opportunity to see the ships. But these ships will all be available. We still have space, but it's going to run out, folks. It always does. But we still have space on these ships, and you have to be registered for the conference in order to get on a ship tour. So we hope to see you all getting to see these beautiful ships, and we know your clients are anxious to get back on them. And then let's talk about engagement. So as I said, not just cruise lines. This is the breadth of the products and services that will be available for you on the Exhibitor Showcase. Here's how it breaks down, folks. So as you can see, hotels and resorts is 20%, cruise is 27%. So it's a real mix throughout. You'll also, if any of you, and Joni and her team at Travel Professional News does such a good job of helping you understand the host agency community, the opportunities for all of you there. If you're looking for a host or a consortia partnership, we have them on the trade show floor as well. And they'll be a part of our messaging. We have TW Talks every single day where the leadership from the host agencies come and they give it's not a pitch on their products and services. It is kind of a way to get to know who their leaders are and what's important to them as a thought leader in our industry. So you'll get to hear from them as well. These are our sponsors. This is important to look at.
Wow.
These are the people, look at this, right?
Yeah.
They're spending money to talk to you because they know how important you are to their business. So it's a chance to really see legitimately the world here, right? Look at this list. It's great. It's awesome. And then executive insights. You know, I've had a lot of advisors come up to me. I had an advisor, Joni, I think you might have been with me a couple of years ago, when an advisor came up to me in tears because he got to hear from the CEO of Carnival Corporation, who he had followed through his entire career. At that time, it was Arnold Donald, who has since retired. But this advisor was in tears, came up to me and he said, I can't tell you how much this means to me that he legit spoke to me. So I got them to take a picture together. He posted it on Facebook. He was so excited. But they're accessible. They're there for you because they know how important you are to their business. So we're going to have leaders from all of these companies represented, presidents, CEOs, senior vice presidents and executive vice presidents of sales and marketing, you name it. They're all going to be there because they know how important you are to their business. As an example, post-pandemic, the leadership in our industry has changed. Frank Del Rio has been at CruiseWorld for the last several years. He's still in that post, but Jason Liberty is brand new as president and CEO of Royal Caribbean Group, having moved up when our dear friend Richard Fain, after really incredible work during the pandemic, decided to retire. So Jason will be taking the stage for the first time as the CEO. Josh Weinstein, same situation. Arnold Donald has since retired post-pandemic, and Josh Weinstein will be taking the stage for the first time as the president and CEO of Carnival Corporation. So we're really excited to hear the voices of all of our leaders and find out, you know, what direction we're going. We also have the MSC leadership team taking the stage on Thursday morning. There will be several people from the MSC leadership team on Thursday morning. We're just confirming all the details, and we'll get that all to all of you as well. Meal functions, these are our sponsors for the meal functions. So your lunch on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is included as part of the event. And your breakfast on Thursday and Friday is included as part of the event. And we have tons of social media. We have a really active Facebook page. So I recommend that if you're thinking about it and you're trying to decide, jump on the CruiseWorld Facebook page, see what conversations are happening. Follow us on all of our different social media channels, on Instagram, on Twitter. Get into the conversation, talk to your peers. We want to be there for you. We want to have conversations with you. And here is the code. Look, Joni, this is the other thing that survived after the pandemic, the QR code, right? It's like now the most popular thing in the world.
I know, right? I know. It's like I go to restaurants now and like they go do the QR. I'm like, I'm tired of it. I want to see a menu, right? Because we've just learned to have to live with, you know, that's the way we do things now. And it's just the efficiency is amazing, you know.
It is amazing. It's amazing. And so if you scan this QR code that's there on your screen, it'll take you to the link and you'll get $25 off as because we're such good partners with the Travel Professional News team, Joni and her team. And so we'd love to have you. And the prices are going to increase October 1st. So if you're on the fence, guys, and you're thinking about it, I hope that you'll consider joining us this year. And like I said, the ship tour opportunities will go away. They're all going to fill up, but there are spaces now. So if you haven't seen any of those ships, I recommend that you register soon. So Joni, I got through this quicker than my New York accent. I'm talking fast today.
That's all good. That's all good. No, it's great.
Let's see if we have any questions. We don't want to take up more time than we need. So
yeah, just if anybody has any questions, I mean, I think you've covered so much of it, but I know just for the folks on that code, the HBTA, if for some reason you don't have a chance to scan this, just a couple things, you can use that if you just go into the CruiseWorld registration, just use that code where it comes up offering you a place to put a code, and that'll help you get that $25 off your registration. And we get to see a list of who is coming from the HBTA code, and we would love to know that so that we can, you know, reach out and thank you as well for, you know, supporting the show and supporting home-based travel agents. So we would love that. The other thing I was just thinking about was, you know, somebody was asking some questions, and I'll kind of throw a few of them out at you, Mary Pat. They're asking about Disney cruises. Is Disney? I didn't see them on there, so they aren't going to be there, right?
No, they are coming, actually. Okay. They are coming. Disney is coming this year to the event, and I just don't have all the specifics yet, but they definitely have a booth, and they're doing some, I believe they're doing some training as well. Yes,
Okay,
Disney
but
is
you're not going to have any
absolutely
ship.
there
There
this
won't
year.
be any ships there, right?
We don't have ship tours with Disney this year,
Okay,
no,
I just want to make
unfortunately,
sure.
because you know
Okay.
what, that's the wrong, we can get in Miami and Fort
Yeah,
Lauderdale,
I
but
hear you.
it's hard to,
Yeah.
so, but yes, Disney
Okay.
will absolutely be.
And another question somebody had, is a really good question, Christina, is how long are the ship tours? And, the way it kind of works, maybe you could just explain that if, because some folks may not have been
Sure.
to a past, and then we haven't had cruise tours for so long that we, kind of how does that work?
I'm going to go back to the ship tour list so that I
Okay,
have it in front
perfect.
of me.
Awesome.
Here it is. So, and that's a really good question because I think this is going to be different, right? Everything has changed,
Hmm.
in the post-COVID world here a little bit. So, in order to, a lot of the requirements for boarding the ship have loosened, thank goodness, since we started offering the ship tours, and they're continuing to change. So, if you want to follow our site, we're going to continue to update. Several of the lines have removed the requirements for vaccine or for testing and whatnot. So it's all on there. So you can go on our site. If you go to CruiseWorldShow.com and you look on the ship tours page, it'll give you the requirements for each of the ships to board the ships. It's usually like a half day. So we'll get you there. There'll be buses provided from the convention center to both Fort Lauderdale and Miami, wherever the ship might be. We'll get you to and from the ship inspection location. And then you'll board the ship. You'll see all the public spaces. You'll probably be in smaller groups. It used to be bigger groups, but because, in the world we're in now, they'll probably be in groups of 20 or so. And you'll be able to tour the public spaces. You'll have some kind of a meal experience together. You will not be able to enter a cabin. That is a change from previous years because obviously for COVID requirements and safety for the passengers that will be boarding after you leave, because these ships are all going out to sea right after these ship tours. You can't go inside a cabin, but you'll see all the public spaces, and we're really encouraging people this year, use it as a social media opportunity, right? You can get some really cool imagery on these ships and post it for your clients to see and really promote the fact that you're looking at the hardware, you're seeing everything. So it's usually about a half day, Joni, and
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
get the specifics from each tour as we get closer.
Okay. So somebody had another question. They're saying if they register, but they aren't able to get any of the ship tours, is the registration refundable? They're new to the industry and they just don't understand how that process works. I thought maybe you could clear that up.
Yes, I'm one thing I don't know, and I don't have my team on the line with me to tell me, is if there's some sort of like fee we keep, but I don't think so. Yeah, I'm sure you
Okay.
can refund, but I will tell you folks, if you're thinking of doing it, register now, because right now we still have space, but it will close out, and I would hate to see if you're new to the industry and you want to see some of these ships. So just so everyone understands, you'll do one tour a day because it's a half day tour. So you'll be able to see 2 ships on Saturday and Sunday, and if you have the ability to do the Tuesday, then you would have 3, right? But it's not like you could see all of these ships. I don't want to oversell it. You can see 2 a day.
Yeah, exactly.
One a day. 2 on the day. Oh,
Okay.
and look at this. My team is so good. $25 non-refundable processing fee if you cancel. Thank you, Jimena.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Okay. Somebody is asking, are there any plans to open the STAR program to part-time agents? Well, I know you mentioned early on that I think the STAR program is full this year, correct?
Yes, it just closed, Joni. If we had thought we had a little more space, we would have kept it in here, but we didn't want to mislead anyone, but we had great response this year. We really did. And with respect to part-time, it's a great question. We as a company are supportive of people growing the industry, and we have for a long time said you need to be a full-time seller of travel. I do think the definition for full-time seller of travel may have changed a little. We talked about this in a team meeting last week, where some people can do 2 full-time jobs at one time while they're transitioning from one industry to another. And so, we may look at those criteria in the coming year and see if there's some ways we need to tweak based on the changes in the industry. I don't know, Joni, what do you think? Do you think there are more people that are kind of, as they transition into travel, working? There could be people that have a couple $100,000 book of business, but they're
Absolutely. I'm at an event right now, and I've talked to some agents. It's amazing. They aren't doing it full time, but
Yeah,
because they are, in the process of trying to move into what they want to do, and as that is full time.
right,
But
right,
you want to give them a chance, right,
right.
to learn as much as they can. I do have a couple other questions. Somebody said, "Will their lunch be served during the ship tours?" I know that they used to do that. That's a really good question.
Yeah,
I don't know if they still do.
there will be some kind of a meal on each of the ship
Okay.
tours, and
Oh, awesome.
the specifics of each one will be described, I think, in more detail.
Sure.
But it's just not going to be. It's not quite the same as they used to be. Really, more for COVID reasons than anything else. But there will
Yeah.
be some kind of food experience, and that's kind of why I'm using that term, because it
Okay.
depends on each ship and what they can provide at the time. But yes, there will be
Exactly.
some.
Yeah. It's fluid situation, a fluid situation
Yes.
these days. Okay. Somebody else is asking a really great question. Is there a place to store luggage during the ship tours?
Yes.
Cool.
Great question. We take care of that for you as well. Yes. We have
Awesome.
within the convention center a place for people to store their luggage, or if the team is
Okay.
super organized. So Teresa and Jimena and her team have this down to a science. So we'll figure out all of that for you when you're going between your hotel, the ship tour, and then maybe back to the airport. So we'll figure that all out for you.
And can you maybe share a little bit about the host hotel or what the hotels are that are being
Yeah.
suggested?
Yeah. So the host hotels, let me go back to that slide. Now you get
You
to
may have
see my
said that and
slide.
I missed it or something, but
That's all right. No, we talked about the pizza, remember?
oh,
Let's
that's
see,
right.
where
Okay.
was it? Here we go. It's the Hilton Fort Lauderdale Marina and the Renaissance Fort Lauderdale Marina Hotel. Like I said, they are both walkable to the convention center, which is great. Both great properties and nice water views, nice chance to sit on the marina and have a little cocktail after a very, very busy day. And you'll know pretty much everyone in the hotel that will have been with you at the convention earlier in the
Exactly.
day.
Yeah.
So those are our two host hotels. And when you go on and register, it will give you access to book your hotels as well.
Perfect. Okay. And this is an interesting question that somebody asked, and I'm gonna answer it for you. Okay.
Oh, good.
It
Thank
says,
you.
yeah, she's asking, are passengers really coming back to the cruise industry in light of COVID and the results of travel decrease? And I'm just going to share. I'm not going to share what conference I'm at currently, but I am at a conference with over 600 travel professionals right now, and I'm taking the break from it to come and talk with all of you and be able to be with my friend Mary Pat. And I will just tell you, the energy and the positivity from the agents here is phenomenal. And yes, yes, yes. I just interviewed a gentleman who's doing, I don't even want to say the number because I don't think I should probably say it here, but I almost fell out of my chair when he told me how much business he's closed already this year. I mean, many, many, many digits. And I thought to myself, oh my God, like, where's this coming from? And that is a reality. So folks, if you're on the fence about the cruise industry, but don't be. Oh my God, it is so back. It is so back. And from people that are here that are talking about they have been on cruises recently. I mean, it's been a wonderful experience, and it may have changed a little bit, but I guess some of them have, even some of the crew doesn't necessarily have to wear masks anymore. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of changes taking place. So I think some of us feared that when we get on a cruise, everyone would be masked and we wouldn't be able to be in an elevator, and it's like that fear thing. But that's not the case. It has changed, and we are back. So folks,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
hesitate. Don't hesitate.
If another example, I mean, you go from one extreme to another, right? I think yes, I think people are coming back in droves, and people who work cruisers or have no fear, and they're back all right away. And we're seeing the new to cruise come back, which is fantastic. But
Yeah.
the other thing we're seeing is when somebody launches a new world cruise, it sells out in record time. World cruises, like these are lifetime experiences that are selling out in record time. Expedition cruising doing amazingly well. So I think people are just ready and raring to go. Is what
Yeah,
I
I,
think.
I could I couldn't agree more. So I did
Yeah.
have another question, and I know we don't have too much more time, but I wanted to give you this one too. And I think we know the answer to this question, so I'll let you answer it, but then I'll kind of add my 2 cents. And it is: are there any flight discounts that you can provide for the agents coming to Cruise World? I'm already registered, but I haven't booked my flights yet.
I wish we could, folks. And it's the fact that we, as a company, commit to the STAR program to financing travel and experiences for the GTM events that we do for our Future Leaders in Travel event. We do make a significant investment in the education and professional development of the travel advisor community, and we continue to do that, and we'll continue to look for ways. But to be completely honest, we haven't been able to add an air subsidy at this point. You know, we do have some airline partners. You're seeing the airline partners be more and more vested in this business, so in this travel agency segment. So who knows if that will change down the road, but for this year, I'm sorry to say I can't. But Joni, what did you want to add to it?
I wanted to add that I bought my ticket last week. and it was really a great deal. And I can't remember, I think I'm on United and I'm going out of Phoenix. So I got a long ways to go. It's not like I'm, you know, around the corner. And I can't remember what it was, but I was like shocked at how low it was. So folks, you know, there's some really good fares out there. So don't hesitate to make that a part of your decision.
It's actually a very valid point, Joni. You know, the rates have come down in the fall, and they were saying they would, and they kept saying they would, and they did. And we're flying into Fort Lauderdale, which, you know, 2 years ago, I did a webinar to announce United's 5 new flights back into Fort. I mean, we were doing a webinar to talk about 5 flights to Florida because we were just starting service again. And now I think everybody's back on track, right? So there's a lot of inventory into Fort Lauderdale. And I do think the prices have come down for the fall. So I hope, folks, I get it that it's an investment. And I hope that you understand that we work super hard to make sure you get an absolute return on that investment. Everyone that comes to CruiseWorld and talks to us afterwards tells us how their business has changed, their relationships have changed, they've gotten new suppliers, they've gotten new partners, they've made partnerships with other travel advisors. I've seen people join agencies together when they were at CruiseWorld. So it will be worth the investment, but I get it. It's a tough year for everybody, and I hope that you can make the investment to join us in Fort Lauderdale.
That's a perfect closing to our thing. There is one other quick question, and then we'll close it out.
Yep.
Does it only show you what ship tours are available after you've already registered?
You can go on and look at the ship tours ahead of time. Okay. And I don't believe, and I hope I'm not wrong about this, but I think we still have at least a little space on each of the ships. I don't want to overspeak, but you should be able to go in and see. And then when registering, Teresa said, I love this team. Teresa said, when you're registering, you'll see what's open and what's available. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So that tells me, folks, don't wait. Okay. You got your code in front of you, get your camera out, take a picture, and come see us, because Mary Pat and I would love to give all of you a hug in real life.
Yeah, come tell us when you're at the think tank, and we're going to call on you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mary Pat, and everybody that's on here today. I so appreciate you being here. You've been a really fun audience. The questions coming in have been great. And to Harpreet, who is trying to book her airline ticket now that I said I got a good deal. I hope you get a good deal too. Okay, and everybody.
I hope so too. And Joni, I'm going to close with our little granddaughters. How gorgeous!
Oh yes, the loves of our life. Yes, the loves of our life.
Please come join us at CruiseWorld November 2nd to 4th. We can't wait to see you there. I'm excited. This business is in such a positive place right now, and it's just nice to be around everybody else who's making their livelihood out of this industry. So hope to meet you all in person at CruiseWorld.
Amen. And thank you, Mary Pat. Awesome information. And I can't wait to see you, my friend, to give you a big hug.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. Nice to talk to you all.
See you later, guys.